Now, when you become an Amazon seller, one of the most crucial steps for you to understand is actually how to navigate through your Amazon Seller Central dashboard. The first question is, what is your Amazon Seller Central dashboard? How I want you to think of this is, if you can imagine how Amazon.com is laid out. There's tons of products, it's a search engine. What Amazon Seller Central is the central dashboard for all Amazon sellers. In other words, this is the area that you need to understand in order for you to really operate the entire back end of the listing that is shown on the Amazon platform. Transparently, this is gonna be something new, it's gonna look foreign, but just with time, effort, and just really getting in there and getting your feet wet, it is truly something that's extremely easy to understand because Amazon's made it easy for us to understand. So if you're someone that is looking to sell on Amazon, has already started the Amazon process, but is yet to create their Amazon Seller Central account, then this video is perfect for you. Because by the end of it, you are gonna be a pro when it comes to navigating through your Amazon Seller Central platform. Now, one cliff note to understand is Amazon is always changing, it's always optimizing the way it looks, the way that it feels, adding new features. So in this video, the dashboard may look different compared to what you are actually navigating through. With that being said, for the most part, you should get a good gist of how to operate the actual platform. So let's get right into it. Okay, so now that you have gone ahead and created your Amazon Seller Central account, when you log in, this is the first homepage that's gonna populate for you. What this is gonna show you is your key metrics on the top side of the actual dashboard. You're gonna have any actions that Amazon Seller Central needs you to do. If you have any health issues, if you have any kind of documents that they need submitting for, if there's any buyer messages, everything will be directly in here. Down here, you're gonna see recommendations. Now, I always take these recommendations with a grain of salt. And the reason I say that is because, at the end of the day, Amazon is trying to make as much money as possible. So they're always gonna tell you things to do in order to use more of their features. Now, definitely explore these, definitely take a look at them. But some of the key highlights that you're gonna see in the recommendation sections is ensuring and them actually helping you plan your inventory. It's gonna help you with marketing efforts, giving you ideas on what you can do specifically to boost product awareness. And then it'll also give you recommendations just depending on how realistically your products are selling. For example, one of my products right now has a high return opportunity. For example, one of my products right now has a high return rate. So it's telling me things that I could potentially do in order to reduce my return costs. Next is gonna show you your global product demand. So it's really just showing, okay, based off all of the SKUs that you're selling, how many marketplaces there are, and really just showing you that reach from a high level. It talks to you about Amazon Business, shows you the seller universe. So this is one thing I'm actually gonna pull up right out of the gates. If you can see here, this is actually gonna show you and give you really walkthroughs of everything and anything that you need to know in order to operate Amazon Seller Central, tips for selling on Amazon, how to list your product, you name it. All you have to do is click right up here, search up whatever kind of question that you have realistically, and it'll populate, whether it be blogs, tutorials, videos, you name it, and you'll be able to see if there's anything that can really help you move the needle forward when operating on Amazon Seller Central. Now, going back up to the key metrics section, one of the cool things you can do is actually customize it. You can collapse it. So if you don't even want this in here, you can get rid of certain metrics that maybe you don't need to see all the time. But what I want to do is really just go over some of the key highlights just to kind of give you awareness on what you're looking at your key metrics. So the first thing is going to be your sales. Now, your sales is going to be broken up by your sales today. But if you hit the drop-down menu, you're actually going to be able to see another drop-down menu that breaks it into 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, etc. This is going to operate and show you all the marketplaces. It also gives you an opt-in if you want to go into your actual sales dashboard, which I'll go ahead and click into right now. So this really breaks down everything. When it comes to your sales, again, you can be very specific when it comes to week to date, month to date. You can put a custom report, and it allows you to really break everything up all the way from a SKU level as well as to a total sales volume level. Now, going back to the other metrics that we're gonna see, number one is your open orders. Now, this is nothing that you necessarily need to be aware of per se, but this is really just showcasing how many orders are still yet to be fulfilled directly through whatever fulfillment method you are choosing to sell on Amazon with. You're gonna have access to your buyer messages here. you're gonna have access to your buy box percentage. So what this essentially is, if you've ever gone onto an Amazon listing and you have seen that there are multiple sellers on that listing, this is gonna tell you how much you're actually winning that actual buy box. So again, think of an Amazon listing and you go and you see the buy now button. If you are in that buy now button and it's your offer being presented, then you should have a higher percentage here. As a private label seller like myself, as a brand owner, this should typically always be very close to 100%. Versus wholesale or retail arbitrage, you are sharing the buy box with different people, something to be cognitive of. Account health is the next thing that we'll look at. So if we just dive into here, it'll show you again, your ratings and your status amongst all of the marketplaces that you're selling within. This is one of the reasons why I love Amazon Seller Central. It tells you how well you're operating on their platform, and it's always going to give you recommendations to be in the best possible standing as possible. Also dives into your seller feedback, shows you how much feedback you've gotten in the past year. You can go to Feedback Manager, open up a report and see how much total feedback you have as well. It's going to give you your total balance, okay, an upcoming payment in each marketplace. It talks about what we call an IPI score, which is your Inventory Performance Index. So this is really going to allow you to establish what kind of inventory you can actually sell within Amazon, or sorry, hold within Amazon. The higher the number, the more capacity that you have. And this is really a mixture of a bunch of different things when it comes to clearing inventory and selling through it at an efficient rate, returns, amongst a bunch of other things. And this gives you a high level idea. If you go here, you can actually go into your IPI dashboard and it's gonna break down exactly what is accumulating to these scores. One of the next things is actually showing you your global promotional sales, okay? So this is specifically how much sales are happening right now. It's set to the last 7 days in promotions across all marketplaces. It shows you sales today. Again, you can go and break this down into different options, 7 days, 15 days, specifically for the sales that you are getting from your advertisements. And it shows you your ad impressions, again, at your stores as well. Like I said, you can expand your metrics, look at more additional items, but on top of that, you can customize it and add things in that you see value in having. What I'm going to dive into is this little gear icon, and these are really just your back end setting information. Okay, so your account info is going to break down really everything that Amazon needs to know towards your identity. We're talking your personal information, your contact information, we're talking your legal entity information, as well as your payment information. You can set your notification preferences right here. This is setting up pretty much everything. If you want to get all of your order confirmations directly sent to your email, you can do that as an example. I'm not going to dive into and really break down each one of these in detail because they're fairly straightforward, but you do have access to changing your login settings, so your password, your email. You have access to changing your return setting, gift options, shipping settings, tax settings. One of the biggest ones that I am going to go through is the user permission. If you have a business partner or if you have someone operating a certain component of your business, you can actually give them direct user permission without having them access your main account. In fact, you don't want them to log into your main account. There are a lot of IP constraints, and sometimes you can actually get your accounts flagged, especially if that user has issues with Amazon on other accounts, as an example. So within user permissions, I'm just going to click directly in here. As you can see, you're going to see name, email address, and you're going to be able to manage permissions. You can see a ton of different people that I have access to my account for. But all you're going to do when you're adding someone in, let's say you have a business partner, okay? You can be able to put in your business partner's name. You're going to be able to put in their email address, and then you can send them a direct invite to your actual account, okay? And then on the back end, what you're going to be able to do is actually manage the permissions. So if we go into manage permissions, you'll be able to see what kind of access they specifically need. As an example, if they're only managing your advertising for you, you can give them access to the advertising aspect of things. If they're managing their inventory for you as well, you can give them access to your inventory as well, and so on and so forth. Now, going back into the main home Seller Central dashboard, what I'm going to go over to now is this little hamburger icon on the left side. So if we click into this, you're going to see a bunch of different things. The first thing we're going to start off with is your catalog. So this is a tutorial that I'm going to do, and I'm going to quickly show you where you need to go in order to add products directly into it. Okay. So as you can see here, we're going to see add products. So when you get into this dashboard, what this is going to allow you to do is actually add a product either into Amazon's catalog or take a product that is in Amazon's catalog already. So when you're adding and listing a product directly in here, you can go and add in search in a keyword, product image, upload a product ID, even a web URL. Okay, you can also do and submit a blank form or upload a completely back-end spreadsheet directly here. My favorite and easiest way is really just taking and adding in, let's go ahead and search up garlic press. Okay, we're gonna hit this, we're gonna hit and let this come up. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is, as a brand new seller, let's say that you wanted to list your own, you're gonna go and hit create a new listing and then go through the necessary steps in order to do that. Or if you're looking to sell a particular seller's garlic press, you can go in and actually apply to sell directly into it as long as you have all of the limitations sorted out. So let's quickly go into creating a new listing here. I just want to show you pretty much what you're going to see is actually it's going to prompt you to upload specific things. It's going to tell you what information you actually need to add. All you need to do is make sure that you can submit this by filling out all of the red boxes and you're going to be good to go. So now that we've gone through the adding the product section, like I said, we can actually add products via upload and through an Excel sheet if we wanted to as well. We can look at all of our applications here. We can look at listing quality scores, upload images, upload and manage videos directly. This is probably one of the more important aspects because uploading the images, I would rather, and I'm going to show you how you're going to do this directly on the back end of a listing. But this section here, as long as you're a brand registered brand, you can actually go in here and upload videos to your direct listing just by hitting this upload video function. Now let's quickly go over inventory. So this is going to be probably where you spend a lot of your time transparently. This breaks down all of your inventory and what your dashboard will look like. I'll show you that in a second. We're going to be able to look at any kind of dashboards related to your inventory. You're going to be able to look at all of your shipment plans. So sending your product into FBA, if that is the route that you're taking, you can click into here and go and create shipping plans for the units that you want to sell in, look at opportunities, analytics, you name it. But what I want to do is really showcase what the manage the inventory section looks like. So let's click into here. So as you can see, what you're going to notice is your parent and child ASIN variations. This is your inventory dashboard. Okay. You're going to be able to upload, you're going to be able to update, specific information just directly in here. You can update your pricing. You're going to be able to see your available stock right here. Anything that's inbound, what your unfulfillable inventory is as well. And the reserved is typically a mixture of what has been sold or a mixture of things that are potentially still processing directly within Amazon's FBA shipping process. Now, what you can do is actually go into the back end of the listing, okay? If you just click into this little 3-dot icon, you're gonna be able to update your images, your copy listing, add different filters, you name it. Let's go back into edit listing here. So as you can see, the edit listing function, again, this is your back end. This breaks down your product details, your title, any kind of information when it pertains to the material, brand name, external product IDs. This is where you're gonna update those images. This is where you can update any kind of variations that you have directly in here and how you want it presented on the Amazon offer. And then right here, you're gonna be able to update any kind of pricing, your minimum and maximum pricing. You can update a sales price, update any launch dates, sale price dates, you name it. And then on top of that, you'll have a safety and compliance section. So this will be dependent directly on the product that you're selling. Going back into the inventory dashboard, a couple of the notable things is, there's hyperlinks everywhere on the Seller Central dashboard, and it makes it really easy for you to really just see if there's anything that needs to be done. Like I said, you can look at your analytics here. You can look at your shipments here. You can look at all of the inventory that needs to be removed. All you gotta do is click into it. And one thing I love about Amazon Seller Central is as long as you know where to go, it's always gonna prompt you on what to do. So it makes this extremely easy. I'm gonna dive into your manage order right here. What this is gonna break down is essentially all of the orders that you have that are pending. Okay, you can filter it by, order date, ascending, descending, ship dates, you name it. You can change the date frame, but this is going to tell you when it was ordered, the order details, what specific was ordered, and then the status in regards to the actual order, whether it's waiting payment verification, if it's been shipped, or if it's already been delivered. Now going back into the order section here, one important thing, especially for private label sellers, is you can actually create MCF orders. So an MCF order is essentially manual fulfillment. Okay, multi-channel fulfillment is what it's called, but it's essentially going in, selecting a SKU, and being able to send it directly out to somebody by putting in their information. You can download order reports here. You can manage your returns and have any other claims directly in here. Advertising. So this is where you're going to be able to manage your advertising. Okay, so if you go into this function, you can click directly into Campaign Manager. And what this is going to do is bring down all of your campaigns in your dashboard. I won't get into the details here, but we did launch a video that actually breaks down how to set up your first campaigns. And it's a quick overview of how to actually navigate through your Campaign Manager. Now, outside of your Campaign Manager, you're also going to have access to A+ content. So what this is if, again, you're a brand registered brand, you're going to be able to update your product descriptions into visuals. So basically what you're going to want to do, you can do one of two things. You can either build a brand story. Okay, so this is at the top of your A+ content on your listing, or you can have what we call more of an enhanced product description and essentially take out the text and create visuals and add text as well. So all you got to do is hit create basic A+. Okay, you can add in modules that you can pick and choose from. Okay, and then apply ASINs, submit for approval, and wait for it to publish. And you're going to notice this directly on the dashboard. In advertising as well, you're going to get access to the Vine program. So the Vine program is a select invited group of people who essentially review your products at a cost, but it's something that you can get trusted reviews for. You can go in here in order to set it up. You can set up any kind of deals, so Prime Day deals, exclusive discounts, lightning deals, you name it. Your coupon section is directly in here, as well as any additional promotions that you want to add that are on your listing. Now, the next portion that we're going to go over is your stores. So when you click into managing your stores, you can actually go and essentially change the storefront. The way that I look at my store is essentially your website for Amazon. So if you have multiple different products, you can add all of the products into your store, and you essentially have one landing page at your specific brand link that you can click and see all of your specific things. This is very similar to your A+ Content Manager, where you can go in, add different modules in, design it however you like. Next is growth. Now, I don't really look at this two option, but this does tell you different programs that you can do, growth opportunities, you name it. One of the bigger sections that you should prioritize and really understand is the report section. You're going to be able to download any business reports, fulfillment reports, advertising reports, return reports. And again, you can actually download and create custom reports to your liking, inventory reports, and you'll also be able to get any kind of tax documentation directly in here. Going in here, very similar to how we were moving between sales and that dashboard. This is something that you just set the dates and the report type that you want, and you can get very specific and granular in order to generate the reports. Sometimes they populate right away. Sometimes they take up to 24 to 48 hours. You're going to have that report that you can leverage. Payments. So payments here is going to break down exactly how much you're getting paid. Okay, it's going to break down all of your advertising fees, your returns, your FBA fees. I won't go directly into it in this tutorial, but it's pretty straightforward. It'll essentially take your gross revenue minus any expenses that you incur as an Amazon FBA seller. And then from there, it's going to tell you what your disbursement is like. In the performance section, this is also an area that you are going to be very accustomed to, because this is the area that you're really going to leverage in order to make sure that your account is in good standing. So making sure that you're dealing with any kind of policy claims, issues in any capacity, that will be within your account health dashboard. It'll tell you any feedback that you need to optimize for. And it'll also tell you, voice of the customer, which is, feedback directly from the customers, and give you any kind of performance notifications that you can optimize for. Okay, and last but not least, the apps and the services section here. So this is where you're going to be able to see the partnered app store. And you're also going to be able to manage any kind of apps and integrations that you want directly within the dashboard. Now, the B2B section, this is specifically for certifications if you want to be a B2B seller. For the brand section here, again, this is your brand registry component. So this is where you can develop brand referral bonus links. So if you were driving external traffic into Amazon, you can actually get a 10% kickback. And there are specific things and recommendations that it'll give in order to build your brand on Amazon. And similar to what we talked about at the very beginning, this learn section is going to give you forums, news, and seller university specifics when it comes to selling on Amazon. Now, the last couple things that I want to go over is the search bar, of course. This is going to be your best friend. I mean, you can go in and navigate through it, but you can also, at the end of the day, just search up whatever you're looking to do, and it's going to populate all of the relevant results that you can click through. Now, the last thing that I want to draw your attention to is the help section in the top right corner. This is where you're gonna not only be able to get help and resources, but this is where you're gonna go and create cases. So Amazon has a full seller customer service team. This is gonna be your entire case log that you can go and view, see how things are moving. And this is also where you're gonna be able to go and hit right here, hit get help, and you're gonna be able to just really identify different issues that you're facing. You can even do my issue is not listed here. And then from here, you can go in and create specific cases for them to reply to if you don't see an issue specific to what's already listed. So guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is not the sexiest thing by all means, but it is an imperative step that you need to understand in order to manage the back end of your Amazon business. Now, myself and my twin brother Eric, we teach people how to sell on Amazon. So if you're interested in not only learning this in a lot more detail and breaking down each one of those components in a lot more detail, but actually how to take the first steps to become an Amazon seller yourself, then I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link in the bio for you to watch a quick little training that we put together and to see if you're interested in booking a call. I'll see you guys there.